Party came out and they said it would cost nothing. They could double the number of cyclists on the road by just actually getting rid of mandatory helmets. Around the panel, Barbara, what do you think of that?
I'm scared as hell of biking on the road without a helmet, and I just won't go out there. 88% of brain injuries have been prevented by people wearing helmets.
Do you cycle?
I do cycle.
Someone behind there says it's not really proven. They're saying that the jury is out when it comes to helmets on cyclists.
Leave the road. I've seen people on walkways
Tamahi, what do you think?
Call me old school, but I grew up in schools being told that I need to wear a cycle helmet. And that the cost of it is too great. The brain injuries. Well, I know that there's an argument for it, I know. And talk to, it was Boris, the Mayor of London, he thinks one way. Al McPherson apparently rides without a helmet too. But here in New Zealand, we've got this legislation, and I'm a believer in it.
All right, Marama Fox, what do you think?
Bike helmets save lives. When I was at Queen Elizabeth College, way back, far too back to mention, that's when the woman came around whose son had...
The helmet lady.
The helmet lady, whose son had been seriously injured falling off his bike. How many cycle deaths have we had around Wellington in the last 2 years?
Well, James, shed some light on this. Is it actually true that helmets save lives?
Yeah, well, they do cut down on brain injuries, and I actually think that there is some merit in the argument that it would be okay not to wear helmets. But the thing is that we need to stop people getting hit by cars and trucks, and the only way to do that is to have safe, separated cycleways alongside the side of the road.
We've got here from the Wellington Masters Cycle Club at Garth Stewart. Hello.
Hi there. How are you?
Very well, thank you. And from Frocks on Bikes, Christina Bellis. Hello.
Hello.
And now, two very different kind of cyclists, first of all. Garth, you're the sort of Saturday morning at the cafe, clomp, 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 all coming as a pack kind of guy, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm your token mammal.
Yep, you are. You know, you've got all the gears. You've got the shaved legs, whereas Christina, well, I'm not talking about legs, but, you know, but...
I don't think I want to see them right now.
But, I mean, it's winter time. You can do it at Wellington. You can do what you want. Frocks on Bikes, though, very much about just kind of turning up how you want.
Absolutely. Yeah, anything in your closet is cyclewear, even if it's a frock.
Because I reckon if they banned that, maybe more people would start cycling. What do you think?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Actually, the other thing, hills. Let's ban hills because that would get everyone out cycling. Getting serious now, how dangerous is it right now on the roads for a cyclist?
I would say that's a tough question. If you're talking to me, I'm kind of the road warrior, and I've got nerves of steel, and I know what to look out for and how quickly to watch for other cars. So I've managed, 15 years with one accident, which was just because my brakes failed.
You wear a helmet?
I do wear a helmet. It's law. Yep, absolutely.
Okay. And what about you, Sue? You've got your flashy little sparkly little thing in your hand right there.
Yeah, you'd never convince me that not wearing helmets is a good idea. I mean, I've been avoided 2 serious concussions from relatively low-speed crashes just because of the helmet.
So compulsory makes sense to you?
Yeah, to me it's like saying, let's get rid of the seatbelt law because that'll encourage more people to drive their cars, It makes no sense to me at all.
All right, okay. What's the most important thing we need to do on the roads right now to get more people out cycling, if the helmet thing isn't right, to get more people out cycling and also surviving cycling?
I think that before we even look at the helmet law, which a number of countries around the world have implemented very, very well.
They've scrapped it, you mean?
Absolutely, yeah. But we need to look at infrastructure to make cycling safer for people on the roads. And we need to look at getting more people cycling, because if you have numbers on the roads of cycling, that's going to increase the safety. You're going to be seen more by drivers and bring up that awareness. And if we had the infrastructure, more people would get out of their cars and use a bicycle.
Separate cycle lanes or totally separate cyclists and cars?
Whatever you can achieve in the environment. And if you look at New York and London, they had really poor cycling infrastructure. They've managed to separate cyclists from traffic where they can, and other places they coexist but with designated lanes.
$100 million over the next 4 years, national. That's what they're coming to tell us about this briefly.
Yeah, look, and that's in addition to the cycleways that have already been built around the country. National is absolutely behind cycleways and people getting on their bike and travelling around the country and leisure.
All right, let's jump over to James then.
So
We've heard that. What's wrong with this approach that National are doing?
No, it's a good investment. And after spending $8.5 billion on motorways over the last 8 years...
And we need those
over the last
too.
6 years.
Don't we need those?
You'll forgive me for being a little
too.
sceptical about their road to Damascus conversion with a $100 million spend 4 weeks before an election.